everyone. Good, almost afternoon. It's a pleasure to continue with our plenary sessions. And today we have a very special guest, Professor Chibás Ortiz from the University of São Paulo. What an honor to have you here in this event. It's really so wonderful.
It's my pleasure too.
Yes, and he has wonderful research on urban spaces with the NU, and all the work he has been doing. I'm going to try to highlight the most important parts because it's for him to talk, not me. It's very interesting. Professor Chibás Ortiz is the Executive Coordinator of the International Center of Innovation and Development of Mil Cities at the University of São Paulo. He also coordinates the international research team of Creativity, Innovation, Marketing, Communication Cities of the same university. He's a researcher and associate professor by the University of São Paulo, where he teaches the subject posthuman diversities, ethics, and the cities, the MLI cities, which is Media and Information Literacy. Media and Information Literacy Cities for master's, doctoral, and postdoctoral students at the Program of Latin American Integration. He has been closely involved for years as an organizer, speaker, and keynote speaker, even at UNESCO Global MIU Week. Chibás Ortiz is the author or organizer of 34 books. There is one book there that he brought for us, and scientific articles published in several languages in the areas of smart cities, the MLI cities, communication, marketing, creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation. He leads a transdisciplinary team that investigates the competences and values of the UNESCO Media Literacy Curriculum with artificial intelligence in Argentina, Brazil, and other countries. He was a UNESCO consultant very recently and a UNESCO regional office based in Montevideo, Uruguay. So there's so much more to talk about him, but now we want to listen and to learn from you. So please welcome Professor Chibás Ortiz. Thank you so much for coming here. If you don't mind, I will be there so I can watch better, but the time of questions and answers, I'll be back, okay? Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure to be here. It's a real honor and pleasure too, of course. And I am very grateful to University, FAAP University, of course. I am very grateful for the presentation of the Professor Ana Clotilde. And of course, I am very grateful too to Professor Lourdes for your invitation. Thank you so much. Of course, I am grateful for the presence of this marvelous audience here too. Thank you so much for your presence, for your ideas. I wait for your ideas and the compliment for this conversation. This is not this is a conversation, a dialogue with all of you. Thank you so much again. Well, this is our event. I have a video, a small video, to share with all of you. My God.
Real cities, or media and information literacy cities, is a paradigm for the innovative management and transformation of urban space launched by UNESCO in 2018. It places citizens in all their diversities at this center. It is an evolution of smart, sustainable, resilient, creative, educational, and healthy cities. Based on the 2030 Agenda and ESG model, it integrates ethics and human development with new technologies such as data mining, blockchain, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, educating the face agents of innovation in cities, showing governments, educators, companies, influencers, artists, and citizens new ways of living with biological, psychological, social, and spiritual well-being. We all need to learn to live ethically in this new media and hybrid reality physical and digital, transcending ethnic, cultural, and religious, gender, functional diversity barriers, among others. With this methodology and metrics, this city model teaches how to build the common good, understand and combat fake news and hate speech, as well as how to defend democracy. Join us, the Middle World Cities Network, to build the city we want together.
Well, sorry. Let's continue. Yeah. Well, that's my presentation. Media and Information Literacy Cities, the Future of the Urban Space. Well, this book, From Smart Cities to Mild Cities, Metrics Inspired by UNESCO's Vision, is a reference from UNESCO for this thing. I would like to show you to all, yes, please. And we talk about this book, and about the middle city concepts. Well, middle city concepts have some starting point, like 2030 agenda. We got the focus in this in the objective 11, sustainable cities and communities. This is the principal objective for us. Another starting point, Internet for Trust. Internet for Trust was a very important event in the headquarters of UNESCO in 2023. This event talk about lines of middle cities, media and information literacy cities, and about media and information literacy. Media and information literacy is a approach, it's a one approach about this line. But middle cities is a more new approach about it. But we got here the post-human reality. Yes? This sense, these situations we got here today. Yes or not? Yes. I ask. Yes. Well, the post-human reality again. Humans, animals, robots, and cyborgs, metaverse, well, AI, generative AI. Well, we got these too. Do you have a robot in your house? No. Wow. And you? Lourdes, do you have?
I don't.
Oh.
I saw that it was the first store releasing robots. It was in China recently.
Yes.
Yes, the first store for us to go and buy a robot.
Yes.
Maybe I go there.
But I feel. Do you like the robots? I feel that. Just joking. Well, generative AI can lead to an increase in the number of offline attacks against women. This is a contradiction. It's not the logical of the society. We got more intelligence, but we got more attacks for the women. This is not logic, but the reality is not logic. We live in post-human reality with fake news, disinformation, misinformation, and other phenomena. Well, some challenges are common to campus, university campus, and cities. For example, social inequality, ecological crisis, urbanization and mobility challenge, technocratic vision of solutions like smart cities. You know, smart cities, the model of smart cities. The objective of public policies and education is not to form citizens. We got in many universities the vision. We got knowledge, we got information, and what? And the values. Where are the values? Predominance of infodemic. Infodemic is a concept from who? It talks about the pandemic, the pandemic of information. We got this pandemic, or this pandemic. For example, in the elections, in the COVID-19, we got these situations, very dangerous situation with the infodemic. Management visions and solutions that are not multidisciplinary or integrative. Social innovation and solutions with strategic sustainability are not valued enough. Young people, students, and city residents do not feel involved in this approach. Ethical values and democracy problems. Everybody here feel that, of course. Ne? But what is the solution for this challenge, for these problems? Solution, in my opinion, one solution is media and information literacy, MIL. Media and information literacy is considered a combined set of skills, but also practical convergence, where journalists, information specialists, libraries, educators, among others, and their related activities met. Today, we are thinking about such as people like influencers, new actors, new stakeholders in this situation, this framework. MIL is considered essential for citizen participation, good governance, intercultural and interfaith dialogue, and sustainable development. This point is very important, people, because MIL, Media and Information Literacy, is a tool to transform the reality, to transform the cities. Well, sorry. My colleague, Divina Frau Makes from Sorbonne University, talks about the solution transliteracy. She talks about free cultures, free kind of cultures to implement the solutions for the cities. She talks about citizenship culture. She talks about data protection culture and about navigation culture. Navigation culture is the more simple culture. Is the culture to upload and download contents and other mechanical or technological solutions. Data protection culture is talk about creativity, participation, and is the second level. But the more important culture is citizenship culture, values, and to form critical thinking in the students, professors, policymakers, all the people of the city. Well, what is a MIL city? What is this term, this concept? A MIL city, or Media and Information Literacy City, is a framework launched by UNESCO, our urban space that can use artificial intelligence and other new technologies, but with ethics, respect for diversities, organic empowerment of every citizen, educating critical and creative thinking, and, of course, new affectivity, valuing ecology, and sustainable way. Well, this framework has synergies with others, like sustainable cities, smart cities, educational cities, and others. The system of MIL cities have indicators, certain indicators, like this. City hall, public institution, a government, and citizenship. 2, ROPS, urbanism, urban mobility and transport models. 3, integral education. 4, integral health, culture, art, sport, tourism, libraries and museums, associations, unions, NGOs, companies, industries, artificial intelligence, of course, startups and digital channels, citizenship security, more important. We got in this post-human reality, many attacks for our information, and of course, in the banks, we got every day this problem. 11, children, youth, and others vulnerable groups, environment and sustainability, and finally, integration metrics. Many cities work with the main 5 agents of technological and social innovation. There are governments, policymakers, the second, academy, professors, researchers, students, the third, companies, enterprise, startups. 4, artists, culture. Artists is very, very important because artists are the soul of the city. One word of Caetano Veloso, for example, or Betty Carvalho, samba. One word of Betty Carvalho is more important than this book. Believe me, one word of them is more important to my book. My book, more page, and citizens, and finally, citizens, because the simple citizens are the motive, the leitmotiv of our work, all our work. Well, we got for the implementation of this solution the International Center for Innovation and Development of Mil Cities from the University of São Paulo. We got 4 lines to research and action. Mil cities, integrally, urban space according to UNESCO principles, a government, and so on. Education, the second, with MIL, with integral education. The third, holistic health and meal education, of course. And finally, artificial intelligence, startups, and media and information literacy. We got a course about Mil Cities. We implemented the discipline at the University of São Paulo, diversity, post-human, and ethics in the UNESCO, in the UNESCO Mil Cities paradigm. We implemented also the mock Mil Cities. It's a more short course, and it's the introduction, these mock Mil Cities, motivational course. Well, we got many research about this. We got many students with this focus, and we study with comparative methodology. For example, we got here Mexico City, Roma, and São Paulo. And you can see Mexico got the better situation according our indicators. Well, we got here some indicator, AI, startups, and digital channels, and the metrics, number and percentage of technologies, platforms, and software that the city has against fake news. It's not only technology. It's very important, this point. It's not only technology. It's how do you use the technology in the line for the citizens and the citizenship. Number and percentage of startups that have female leaders, young people, elderly people too, disabled people, black people, and other vulnerable groups. This indicator is very important too, because it's not only we got many startups. We got unicornios, more unicornios. No. The focus is social vision of the startups. You understand? Well, number and percentage of technologies, system, AI system, that use data from the city, but surrounding based on health, culture, and education. Well, We participate in very high, many meetings, high-level experts about these elements with the president or the director general of UNESCO, Ms. Audrey Azoulay. These points are very, very discussed, debated. Well, meal competence and skill according to UNESCO curriculum for teachers and students. Well, we got 20 skills and competence, but the more important are evaluate critically, the 5, ethical use of information. This point is very important today because we got many use of all technologies, but without ethics. Ethical use of information, creativity and digital entrepreneurship, very important too. We need new influencers, for example. Do you remember Fake? What is the name? No, Frehat. It's a fake. The influencer, a new influencer. Felka. Oh, yes. Sorry. Felka.
The one who recently pointed out the situation with children and adolescents.
Do you remember Felka? You know Felka? But
The foreigners don't know. You can explain them. There's an influencer in Brazil
yeah,
who was watching on the social media, and he denounced the use of children in a sexually way on internet. So this is a hot topic now in Brazil.
exactly.
As it's being very discussed, including the new in the Congress, right? In the National Congress, they are discussing the
Yes.
new norms and rules for the social media.
Yes, that's it. Well, we need creativity and digital entrepreneurship, but with ethics. We need the change the model to interact at the internet. We need other performance. We need other visions. Well, transcend barriers with vulnerable groups. You know, we got at the moment many hate speech against women, against other vulnerable groups. Respond to hate speech, and finally, connect education with other actors in the city. This point is very important because in the city halls, we got many sectors, and the sectors don't interact between them. Well, values of UNESCO meal curriculum for teachers, 2022. Intercultural dialogue, the values are intercultural dialogue and interreligious dialogue, freedom of expression and information, tolerance and respect, self-awareness and challenging one's own belief, understanding universal rights. This is very important too. The rights is not only for me or only for Brazil. The universal rights are for all. Sustainable development of peace. Peace is a easy word, but it's very difficult to implement this point. We need for example, in Ukraine, we need in Lebanon, we need, here in America Latina, peace. Well, we developed a system of artificial intelligence of the training meal competition of UNESCO curriculum at professor and teacher from Argentina. We do this at the practice with teachers in Argentina. And we got some results very interesting. For example, teachers use only 32 percentage of teachers use video games in their class, and they use, but not use for the education, the values. They talk about they use for the play, only play, not to study and form new values. Well, have many interesting things here. We developed with UNESCO City Metrics application. This is very important too because with this application and site, we got new information about cities on the world, around the world. Well, together with Professor Veronica Jarnik, my colleagues and co-leader, international co-leader of innovation group of UNESCO Mill Alliance, we offer webinars with this focus, mill cities, with people around the world, experts around the world from UNESCO. We working too with the Caribbean, of course, with the Professor Dr. Paul Hector. He is the manager of UNESCO in the Caribbean, Dr. Paul Hector, dear friend too. And we form people and experts in this line, Mercedes. Well, in Havana City, who visit Havana City?
I know, but I would love to.
Oh, but here, yes, thank you. We got people to visit Havana. Well, my name is Felipe Chibás Ortiz. Like I said, but I was born in Havana. I live now in Brazil. I am Brazilian too, but I was born in Havana. But my accent is for this. Ne? My English is not very good, but my soul is better. Sorry. Well, the presentation, I talk about it. I talk in this point about this event. We got this event in Havana. The name is Culture, Communication, Marketing, and Community, and we got in this point. I'm bringing together the different policymakers from Brazil and from other countries with this line. And we got to this hour, aspiring to mild cities. Well, in the Complutense University of Madrid, we talked too about this line, mild cities, and the Complutense University of Madrid work together in this line. We work together with a new experts from UNESCO too, from different countries in this line. We form this new thing in this new vision in the young people. This work from UNESCO is very important because the young people is the new form to transform the cities. Our confidence is with these young people. Well, we got in the Guarulhos. Remember, Guarulhos work together with City Hall of Guarulhos, in Brazil, in Quilimane, Mozambique, in different countries in this vision. Very important. The point is not only the technology. The point is how you use the technology. That's the point. In Mozambique, for example, in Quilimane, in Maputo, they haven't the technology that we in São Paulo have. But the intention, the motivation, the volunteers, they have. And this is very important for UNESCO and for our work. Well, presentation about mill cities in the World Urban Forum, WUF, 11 WUF. This is an event from UN, very important too, about cities. And in this presentation, we work together with Tafik Jelassi, the General Director, Assistant Director General of Communication and Information from UNESCO. Well, here are other events, for example, with Dr. Elena Nápoles, UNESCO specialist of UNESCO in Havana. We talked to and expand this model in Macau, China. We visited the United Nations University, in Macau, China. We work together with Sergey. Sergey is the manager of this point of the UNO in Macau, China. Very, very good person. Well, we published several books in different languages, Spanish, Portuguese, English, in Arabian too, about this approach. We got to this book. It's open source, this book, Navigating the Infodemic with Mail. Remember, the concept infodemic, yes, is here in this book, with the Latin American and Caribbean vision of mail. We got here authors from chapter authors from Latin America, from Argentina, of course, from Brazil, and different countries. Well, I like so much of these slides. Mil cities and ambassadors. And well, Luis Elena Trajano is our ambassador. Paula Lima, the singer of samba, and other important women. Oh, sorry. In 2024, we launched the Mil Cities Declaration of São Paulo for the planet. This declaration was assigned but different stakeholders and different experts, people around the world. Research with focus in mil cities and cultural barriers to communication. Cultural barriers to communication are a methodology indicated by UNESCO. We propose this methodology with my team, and UNESCO like of this vision, of this methodology. For example, some barriers are religious barriers, ethics barriers, age barriers. Well, but we got to the Mil University cities. But what is a Mil University city? We got together with the University of Barcelona in this line. We got with different universities around the world. Barcelona, Complutense from Madrid, University of São Paulo, of course, and others. And I invite you, FAAP, to adopt this model, Mil University cities. But what is this model, this approach? Mil University city is a university or campus that applies the 13 indicators and metrics of the Mil cities on its campus, which values the use of new technologies and innovation on its campus, but with ethics, respect for diversities, and, of course, seeking to apply in this urban space in the practice. Well, we got two pilot points of Mil cities. This point now is the focus of UNESCO. Pilot points around the world. UNESCO is now, at this moment, create Mil points or pilot points, Mil cities around the world. The first point was in Havana and in Zaragoza, Spain. And this point is very, I repeat, very, very important to all us, because transform all the city is very, very difficult. But one point is more easy. For example, the neighborhood or community or one university. That's the proposal of UNESCO now. Pilot point Mil cities. And FAAP can be a pilot point. Why not? Let's think about it. Well, Zaragoza, the pilot point in Havana, the focus is culture, art, and, of course, critical thinking and creative thinking. The pilot point in Zaragoza is the entrepreneurship, the innovation, different focus, right? And we got here el gancho en español. El gancho, the hook, is a co-working space for the coexistence between companies, freelancers, and other associations. But what is the interest of this point? This neighborhood, El Gancho, is not a good neighborhood. It's a neighborhood with immigrants, with people of different vulnerable groups, women, and Arabian people. And in this point, remember the experience of Cali, Colombia. Cali, Colombia was in the past a very dangerous place. But with the experience, with art from UNESCO, guided by UNESCO, the city transformed in other place, in other city. We got now in Medellin and in Bogota, many tourists. The transfer of the city with arts, with this point, art, entrepreneurship, innovation is fundamental. Well, other pictures about this point, on this point, Zaragoza point. What cities aspiring to become mill cities? Examples: Zaragoza, Spain. I talk. Helsinki, Bedford, Glasgow, St. Louis, Stockholm, Puebla, Havana, Kilimani, and others. States to follow and implement a mill cities projects. First, the diagnosis. Of course, the diagnosis. We need methodologies to diagnose the situation. Second, dissemination of the diagnosis with the different stakeholders. Third, the engagement of all the people, all the population of the city. Four, the implementation of this plan. And five, the evaluation. Final considerations. Oh, sorry. The Mill Cities initiative contributes to expanding the mill approach, the initial mill approach. Mill Cities is a transdisciplinary and integrative approach. Mill City is also a holistic, quantitative approach that offers indicators and metrics that allow you to evaluate. Very important, isn't it? Mill cities can use comparative methodology. This is important too, because it's not the same way to implementation the Mill City approach in São Paulo, or in Mexico City, or in Havana, or in Zaragoza. Different ways, but we need information, we need numbers, we need statistics to compare it. Mill Cities is also a practical approach in the tradition of action research methodology. It's research, of course, but it's to transformation to the city, the neighborhood, or the university, the school, whatever. The Mill Cities pilot point can be placed where ordinary citizens feel and experience the ideals of Mill Cities and something alive. It's alive. It's not something state. I invite, my final words are this. It's not mine. It's from Mrs. Audrey Azoulay, Director General of UNESCO. I invite member states of UNESCO, technology companies, and the media community, as well as the rest of civil society, to come together to create a new digital configuration. Well, that's my final words. And my contacts here. Thank you so much for your attention and your patience with me.
Thank you so much, Professor Chibás Ortiz, for your talk. A lot of interesting information. And also, I was just thinking, our first plenary, we had Dr. Lixenjin talking about the importance of the digital and AI into education. And tomorrow we will have our final talk by Professor Joanna Williams. She will talk about urban cities on her Warsaw in Poland. So it's interesting how the three talks are integrated, and we didn't imagine. Everything has been, so smoothly done. So what an interesting talk. So is there any question? I think we have 10 minutes, max, 10 minutes for this part.
Microphone for questions.
Please, if you have any questions
Or comments.
Lourdes can give you the Professor Joanna Wadowski-Williams.
Hi, I'm going to stand over here for the cameras. Getting used to the digital age. You mentioned Macau. I'm wondering whether the University of Macau, which built a brand new campus from scratch, from nothing, a few years ago, whether it has joined the Mill City University initiative. If not, maybe you can encourage your friends in Macau to put that forward to the University of Macau. It's a 1 kilometer square campus, 100 hectares. You've probably been there.
Yes, I visit too. I visit San Joseph University.
Yeah, that's a different university.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for this.
I represented City University of Macau, went to the same meeting.
Oh, thank
And I
you
used
so
to-
much for the complementation. Hi. In the Cunha Foundation or in the
The United Nations University.
in the United Nations?
They organized.
Yes.
You
yes.
Sorry too.
No, you continue your question.
No, stop that and show yourself in the cameras.
Come and join me.
Yes.
Please,
Yes,
please.
Because both of them
Please.
are related to Macau, are formed, and also they now we have the three keynote speakers together
I used
here.
to work at the
It's wonderful.
Macau
Yeah, wonderful
Polytechnic
trio.
University. Macau has several universities.
Yeah, I think I remember that conference fairly. It was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Do you remember where it was held? Do you remember
Yes, I remember.
where was exactly held? I can only have visualized the people sitting there, but I can't remember where.
Well, my presentation was in Macau. Were 4 presentations at the Cunha Foundation, right? Cunha. I don't remember the names.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Or here.
Never mind.
Yes, the UN University.
But that was good. Anyway,
Yes,
it was
thank you so
I
much.
remember it was United Nations University. They have just office. It's not university. It's just an office there in Macau. They were heavily involved in this, and then they organized this conference. I represented the City University of Macau and attended the conference. That's what I remember, and it was quite interesting. And the first time I realized in Macau, such a small place, there is a United Nations involvement into this. Yeah, I still remember, I have their name card. Anyway.
And also European Union
Thank you so much.
involvement. Yeah, there's a lot of educational and cultural institutions in Macau. Several universities, amazing for a small city.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, the University of Macau is 1 kilometer square. It's 100 hectares. So it's a campus that's built from nothing on land that is leased from mainland China. And there's like a tunnel underneath, so you don't have to pass through border control when you go to the university. So for, like a futuristic project, it would be a good place to implement it. And I have a second question.
But I don't understand your question. Please.
Whether in your contacts with Macau, you have invited the University of Macau to participate as a mill city
the program,
university.
cities. Right. Understand now. I can ask you.
You can
I
respond
can answer.
now. Yes.
My answer is we invite the Saint Joseph University or University of Saint Joseph in Macau. That's the principal point. And UN University too.
UN University.
Yes. It's an
It's a
university.
UN university.
Okay. No, because she said it's not, right? No, it's the maybe they are setting up. Sorry.
University or Cunha? Well, Li Shen is saying there isn't a union university, but it's sort of virtual. Yeah, but City University used to be sort of an office when I first came to Macau. So things develop in Macau.
That's not true either.
Well, I came in 2003. It was very, very small in 2003.
It's not office.
It was
You
like,
need to have students to have a university, and that place doesn't have students.
okay, well,
Never mind. This is not
if the name of it is university, it has been granted university the right
Status.
to status.
Yes.
That means it intends to become a university even if it hasn't included students yet. Actually, I don't know anything about it. It's the first time also for me. But just knowing Macau tends to develop things. So I believe you.
Thank you so much.
I had a second question.
Wait a minute. The more important thing for me is the open mind. The open mind to all. And we are open to new partnerships with other universities in Macau, in all China, of course, in Brazil, in other places around the world.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, I'm no longer in Macau. It's like just a suggestion because I like the idea, so it would be very good, to implement. The second question is a bit difficult to formulate. I see a trend in America where there's a political difference between cities and rural areas.
Yes.
Because your
We know.
project talks a lot about diversity and so forth. I don't know if you know that President Trump has banned the word diversity and various other words like gay, which is very, very funny and also tragic because they're literally like erasing a lot of history, even very, very significant history, if it only has the word gay or has the word diversity, etc. So there's a trend that the cities are more liberal and inclusive, and the rural areas are more conservative and reactive and kind of looking to re-implement a mythologized past. So I'm just wondering, like, how can we bridge the rural-urban divide?
Good question.
This is a good question, but this is a challenge, a real challenge, the practice of challenge. We got research, we got studies, and we got, of course, we got the reality. The reality is, like you said, is very different to the research, to the books. But we got the challenge to transform and to bring together many forces, like 5 agents of innovation of the cities. With in every city is different. The diagnosis is different, very different. In United States, like you said, it's different. For example, Los Angeles is a different situation to Washington or other cities like Miami or like Trump have, of course, force in different cities, but in other cities is not present this different model of many cities. Well, in St. Louis, for example, we worked in St. Louis. St. Louis is it's a good place to work with mill cities. Other cities is not a good place to develop this model. Okay?
Any other question?
Questions, comments?
Because if maybe I have one thing before we, just by
Right.
curiosity, because you're talking about the rural areas or cities and
sorry.
towns, so we call mill cities. What is how would you briefly tell us how this partnership is made? What is necessary for a town or a city to be in this project? Because this project is very interesting, social development and digital facilities. So what is one or two or three points
Right.
or conditions for this partnership to happen?
Okay, it's very interesting your question.
Maybe you should speak in
sorry.
here.
It's very important your question because the practice is the practice to transformation is our objective, our final objective or purpose. Well, the points. The first point, we need the people with this interest needs to talk with UNESCO, local UNESCO. For example, local UNESCO in Brazil is in Brasilia. Talk with UNESCO. First step. The second point or second step, implementate with the guide from UNESCO of this plan. And of course, we got here other points. For example, here. It's fundamental, the engagement of the population, the implementation for this plan with talks with all the agents, the FAAP agents, policymakers, educators, and other agents. And with this vision, we got the way to implement this model.
Okay. So, because it's interesting with the new technologies, and we also want the intercultural dialogue to be, very. It's important to be affirmative and intercultural relationships, especially But you only mentioned the big cities. So this is more toward the big cities or small, because in small cities sometimes we have to accommodate different needs, right? And
Zaragoza is not a big city, for example, and Kilimani is not a big city. Good question too. The model of the approach mill city is not only for big cities. No. It's for smart cities or medium cities, for every cities. And the important is not technology or the investment. No, the more important thing is the vision of the city.
very good. Okay, is there another comment?
Anna, I can just finish making a comment.
Yes.
Congratulations, Professor, for your presentation. Thank you very much.
Yes.
When I teach in global competence, I teach smart cities, so I will call you to teach in my class. Because he's better than me, much more better than me explain all this. But I think the important point here is the citizen. I think all the idea of mill cities is based on the citizen, the human being, and using the technology to connect and to create the intercultural dialogue. I think that's the main idea.
Very important.
And I like to believe that with this idea, we can, if we manage to, because obviously there are a lot of, for instance, President Trump quit UNESCO. The United States is not at UNESCO anymore.
Yes.
So, but
I
agree that the cities in the US and the states in the US, they can
through
they can
their
participate.
own,
Yes, it's
maybe not in the federal
they
aspect.
have, yes,
but
exactly. So
but
they
in the-
have
yeah,
their state
township.
has the choice to continue with the policies and so forth. So, and this will change because, as the Tao says, nothing is forever. So policies
Yes.
can change and situations can change and so forth. But the idea of putting the citizen at the center of everything is coming back to the original cosmopolitanist idea of the sum cosmopolitan.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the citizen that is everywhere a citizen, not just at home, not just in her country, but in the world. So I love this idea, and of course I will invite FAAP to join this idea. And I was wondering if you have universities in Brazil joining this. USP, for instance, is there?
Yes.
Yes, I think USP is there, and the School of Economy is there as well, right? So maybe FAAP needs to join this idea, and because we are committed with the Sustainable Development Goals and all this stuff, and I think the civil society those are the ones who are going to keep it doing it. It doesn't matter that the politics go and come, and policies also go and come. So it's up to us, citizens and civil society, to do it. So congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor
Thank you
Lourdes.
all so much. Thank you very, very much. So now we have a lunch and...